Hello everybody and welcome back to Gardens and Crystals with me, Wesley Peterson, and today I have a repotting video for you of these two beautiful plants here, and at the same time it is a bit of a raid in the rack video because this plant here is a new plant that I just bought because I have an idea of reorganizing these so that I get the effects that I want. And it's not exactly like this as it is. Now, these two beautiful plants in front of me are exactly the same. They are two Scindapsus Pictus Silvery Anne. And I absolutely love Scindapsus Pictus at the moment. They are just beautiful in all of their varieties. And this one is just gorgeous with the extra silvery tones to the leaves. And I'm going to bring my new one that I just bought while I was out raiding the rack closer so you can have a closer look first. Isn't it magnificent? All of those leaves, you can see all of the silvering on this beautiful plant. And look at this leaf here. It's near enough completely half silver. And I think there are more like that. There's one down here that is nearly completely silver. And that is why... That is why I went for this plant, exactly this plant. They had a few of these, but the other ones weren't as silvery as this. This one had a vine in it, or a couple of vines that are really showing up with a lot of silver tones. So I really wanted this so you could clearly see that it was a Scindapsus Pictus Silvery Anne. So it's absolutely beautiful. And this is the other one I have. Look at the beautiful silver tones in this plant too. So beautiful, so compact. So this plant has been wound around itself and I'm not sure exactly how tall it is. But that doesn't matter because I don't want this one staked up. I've decided I want this as a trailing plant. I want it to be a thriller from a hanging basket. And that's why I have both of them here now. I already have a Scindapsus Pictus Silvery on the left side of my bedroom window. On the right side, I already have the hanger waiting for my hanging basket for another plant to be put on the other side of the window. And I want an even balance. So I want two of the same kind of plant, but two different varieties so that you can clearly see it. And I want this just hanging long down, just as the other one is. So this one is going to be relieved of its stake, repotted, so that it hangs down. While this longer one here, this one, I want to stake up double as tall because it's got so much more growth going on. Look at that. So much taller, many of them. Look how much taller this plant is compared to how it originally looked. Now I want this plant staked up double as high. So I have a stake because this is going to be going to Crystal Cottage where I already have a Scindapsus Pictus Silvery hanging down from my upstairs window down into the stairwell. So that plant is a thriller, it's going down. So I want to have this one in the middle as a thriller going up the whole way up of the inner frame of the window in the middle. And then on the left-hand side of that, I have three cuttings, three leaves I took off my Scindapsus Pictus Exotica, big leaves. They've rooted really well, and I'm going to be keeping those as a bushing plant. So I'm going to have all three of them next to each other, but in three different styles and three different varieties of Scindapsus Pictus, and it's going to look beautiful. So basically, let's get on with this. I'm going to start by taking this plant out of its pot, repotting it first before I unvine it so I can see what I'm doing. And then I will be relieving this plant of its vine so it starts hanging down. And it's going to look so beautiful next to my Scindapsus Pictus Silvery in the bedroom, both sides of our little window we have in there. We don't have much light in that room, so there's not many plants. So I have two hanging baskets by the side of my window and one statement piece in the middle And I have an Epipremnum aureum gold on the floor in another area at the back of the room where it's really quite dark, but it's doing very well. It's got big leaves. So this is just going to be a lovely extension to that. So I want to get on with this plant first. So we'll just leave this lovely big beauty here on the side, like that, in frame, so you can see it beautifully. And I will work on this plant here straight away. In the end, this plant I have over here needs to be able to fit in this porcelain pot to be able to fit on the windowsill at Crystal Cottage. So I will be putting it into the plastic pot that this plant is in because I'm sure this one is slightly bigger, but we'll see. Let's just take this one out first. Have a little look at those pots. Near enough the same. Let's just do a test, actually. No, yeah. So I am going to have to put that into a slightly smaller pot to get the arrangement I want. It's going to be fine. So, anyway, move this pot out the way for now. And now I'm going to bring up my new hanging basket that I have bought for this beautiful plant. And this is it. It doesn't have a flat bottom, so it cannot stand up by itself. That's why I have this green plastic bowl to hold it up while I'm repotting. But look at that. I won't get to see much of the pot, so it doesn't matter. It's nice that it's a plain, creamy colour. This is perfect for planting this Scindapsus Pictus Silvery Anne in soil directly into this pot because I won't be overwatering it. So anyway, let's put this back here and then lay those extra bits down the side. First things first, fill the bottom of this pot with 2 inches of leckables just to make sure I have an area where if this plant was overwatered, the water can go down to the bottom and not be resting too much in the soil, and the plant can decide itself how much it wants to take up from the roots that make it down to the bottom there. So, need to get the leckables first. So, I have my leckables. So, remember what I always say, always wash your leckables through thoroughly because they are full of dust and dirt and debris that will come out into your soil and clog your soil up. Not good for the plant, don't need it. So, good healthy portion of those in the bottom. And then, actually, I think this plant probably is deep enough to go straight there into that pot, and then I can put soil around the edge. We'll see how much we can get out. See if we can get it out easily enough. It's always so hard to get these out because you don't want to hold too much on the vines. Beautiful roots, not root bound at all. Absolutely beautiful. See how that matches up in here? Oh, the height was perfect. This has just gone like a dream. So all I've got to do is put soil around the edge and leckables on top, and then the repotting's done, and then I can relieve this plant off this stake. So let's just get on with it. Now for getting dirt all over the place. Again. So this soil is a mixture of a good potting soil, just as you'd use in the garden, mixed with a healthy portion of perlite. And I've mixed leckables into the mix to keep it aerated, so I know that the plant is not going to be clogged down too much with water or moisture. There's going to be big areas and big pockets where air can circulate around the roots, which is very much needed for this plant to keep it very happy. And then it's going to do so well. I am just getting dirt all over, but that's the way I work. I always tidy it up after. I'm very good at tidying up, actually. When I finish, you can never see that I've been here and done anything. So, if you're not a tidy person, this could be a bit of a difficult hobby because you're going to get very much messy and dirty and germs and God knows what else everywhere else. So, last corner here. Push that right down, get that, what I've got on the table, not to use that while I'm here. help myself tidying up by taking some of that that's already fallen down on the table, put it back into the pot, because there's a lot here. A lot of these plants are so forgiving. It always looks so rough when you have to re-pot and everything. It looks like you're just going to harm the plant so badly and all this. But you know what? Every plant, nearly every plant bounces back. You've got sensitive plants out there that need much more care. But a plant like this, a Scindapsus Pictus, they are extremely forgiving. And I'm sure this plant is just going to take off and do really well because it's got new soil all around it. And it just looks so lush and healthy as it is. It's just beautiful. There's a yellow leaf here that I can just basically... Oh, that was already off anyway, so just take that off. So, we're getting there with the soil now. And the repotting, I'm sure, is done. Pressing it down because I want to put a layer of lacquer balls on the top to protect the soil and the plant from moisture loss and from any bugs or anything like that that think they're going to go and lay their eggs in my soil. I want to have an extra protection. If there's a layer on top, you can deter a lot of these bugs and things like that getting into your soil and give your plant a better chance. Not that these plants get bugs, really. I mean, I've never seen any of my Scindapsus Pictus with any kind of bug on it. They probably do. Depends on your home and your environment and how you're doing things, I suppose. But on this particular plant, they're quite good for not getting things like that. But a little bit of extra love and care won't go amiss. So now, that is actually the repotting done. Now, I just want to go and put lacquer balls around before I start figuring out about pulling all of this plant out. So it starts trading down straight away and looking beautiful. So lacquer balls washed out completely. Basically just putting them in where they fit. If they fit, good. If they don't, good. You just put them where there's exposed soil and they fit, just to give a little bit of extra help. I just think it's a good idea. You don't have to do this, many people don't. I've just started doing this with the lacquer balls. I feel like it helps a lot with retaining moisture, protects the soil. I've had less, for example, fungus gnats flying around the bottom of my plant in my soil with lacquer balls on top. A significant reduction of those nasty little things flying around everywhere, laying their larvae in the soil, eating bits and pieces, and then sometimes your plant roots and being detrimental to your plant in the end. So I want to cover that soil as much as possible. Whoops, some of these balls are falling on the floor. And everywhere. Right. Oh, I'm just in my zone right now. I'm just really enjoying this. I know that this plant is just going to be beautiful in its new design after I've finished with this. That is the lacquer balls in place. Now, I need to pull out all of the ties that are holding these vines up and let this plant start trailing. So, let's see what we've got going on here. This is the exciting part because I know this plant is probably longer than it looks. I should start as close to the bottom as possible pulling out ties. And I want to keep all these ties that are in my smaller plant so that I can use them to stake up this one extra tall. Put all those at the front. It's really good that I can reuse these for the other plant. And also the stake from this plant, I'll be able to use that for another plant as well. A nice little stake. That's perfect. Actually, I know exactly what I want to use this stake for later. So I love to be able to reutilize things that I take off other plants and put them on other ones. There are lots of ties in this. A huge amount, which is good. I can use these. I'm going to need them for that plant, that's for sure. First vine coming down here. But there's one that's going all the way around that's holding them all up. So just carry on getting these other ones. So only a few of the aerial roots are holding on to this stake. This plant is quite young. And if you do snap some of them, don't worry. I mean, this plant here is not going to be holding on to anything anyway. So the end will just callus over and the plant will just carry on as easy as day. It's not going to be a big problem. Remember, a plant like this, you've got so many pieces you can propagate anyway, if anything should go wrong, but I'm sure this is going to be fine because these plants are extremely, extremely forgiving. Let's see now what's going on here. Oh, this is the big one that's been wound all the way around. It's a really long one, actually. That's great because my other plant is really long and I really hoped that this plant was going to be really long as well. And look at this. Oh, my leca balls are falling out. But look at this. That is really long, so that is perfect. That is just what I was looking for. Another tie. And then find the pieces. I'm just going to lay them all out first. I'm going to have to reorganize when I hang the plant because of the chains that are going to be in the way of where the vines need to be hanging down in between. Probably. Just a word of caution, these leaves are very good at hooking onto each other. So don't pull too quickly or too hard, because you'll probably end up ripping leaves easily. But apart from that, they're very strong. So there's a lovely long one. There's another, oh, see, again, they're hooking on here now. There's another lovely long one. Starting to look really good already. And there are some smaller ones that are coming out, which is great. So basically, I can just pull out this little stake now. Doesn't need to be there anymore. Don't want it, don't need it, and I'm going to use this for another plant. So now I can see that this plant has been beautifully planted around the edge and all of these vines were just wrapping around each other, and now I have a big bald patch in the middle. What do I do about that? Well, lucky for me, I have two young Scindapsus Pictus Silvery Anne cuttings that are quite long, about this long, that I can plant straight in the middle here and carry on this process. And with time, when these get quite long, I can take cuttings and reintroduce those cuttings into the pot and carry on the full bushy effect at the top so that they don't just hang down at the sides and there's nothing going on at the top. Remember, you can always propagate and you can always reintroduce into the same pot. Great. So I'm just going to go and get those. So look here, I have these two beautiful little cuttings here. And this is just to show you how quick and easy it is to take cuttings from your mother plant, propagate them either in water or in damp soil, and they will take off. And then you've got a lovely little string of leaves that you can just place in the middle of your new plant and plump it up so it becomes bushy again. It's so quick and easy. These don't take long to propagate. They don't take long to root. They probably only take around a week and they've started rooting already. So, you know, just get to it. These are beautiful. I can't wait to add them to the rest of the plant. So here we go. Just take it out. It's got good roots already. And what I want to do, I just want to take some of the topsoil off so they've got space for their roots. Got lovely roots, but I've got to get two plants in this hole now here. Oh, that just fell in like a dream. Number two. Again, just take the topsoil off just so you get space. Beautiful. All right, next one, facing the other way. And there you go, they're in. Just get those roots in. Push them down a bit. Take the excess away, there's bits of excess here that we didn't need. Any roots, get those, push them down into the hole with your finger, or whatever you're using. And there we go. This hole was quite big because I had the pole in it, so I'm easily able to push these roots down into the middle of the pot. And there is plenty of soil here that I can just push over the top of them. So I've decided I don't need to or want to add any more soil in the middle here. I just want to add leckables. That will keep the moisture around the roots of these young plants in the middle. And they will find their way down into the rest of the soil in the pot themselves quite quickly. As I said, this is a very quick growing and propagating plant. So it will work it out itself. I just want to put leckables around. Make sure I keep some of that moisture. I'm doing this because I'm not so good at wanting to go up and water all my hanging plants that often. I want to water them when they tell me they need watering, when their leaves start curling. If there's gone some time, then I'll go and water them. But I don't want it to be a hard job trying to climb up here and there and hanging water and getting water all up my arm every time I'm trying to reach up and water something and miss. Hit and miss all the time. Anyway, this has just worked out so well. So now I've got more bushing and more growth to come out the top. Basically, this plant is finished now. So I just want to try and lift it up to have a little look at how it looks. Right, now, how I'm going to lift it up, I don't know, because I don't know how these chains are around the bottom of the pot now. But let's try and lift like this a little bit and have a little look. That's how you do it. Look at that, people. A beautiful hanging plant just like that. Just like that. It's that easy. Look, transformed. Oh, it's going to look so beautiful next to my other plant. And I can't wait to get on with this one in a moment. But I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to get these chains the right way around now. Hang this up. Help me. Look, all the chains are hanging around under at the bottom. Now, how am I supposed to get these up so easily so I can hang my plant that looks so beautiful now? I just want to show you the top. Just want to show you the top. Look at the top. Look at that. Thick and green and beautiful. Look at that. That was a plant that was just tied around itself on a stake. And now it's like this. And it goes on and on and on. And that's just what I wanted to do. So this worked out. This just worked out so well. Apart from, I've got no clue how to, I can't even get these out of there. How am I going to do this? Oh, I'm having a nightmare now because I don't want to break anything now that it looks so beautiful, do I? Oh. So what I'm going to try to do is get all these chains to come up in the same corner, which means any plant that is in that area is going to have to be fed through the chains. So this long one, oh, this is not going to be easy. This is not going to be easy without breaking anything. I don't want to break anything. Right, a little bit has gone through. Next bit, oh, a little bit more. Oh, a little bit more. What am I doing? What am I doing? I don't know. Don't ask me what I'm doing. You don't have to copy this. You could probably do this in a much better fashion than this. But I'm thinking if I can get all these, as I say, these leaves, they hook onto everything so easily. But they're starting to go through. And plus, I'm doing this with one hand. So now, most of these are through. So I can pull up the chain on this side at least, like that. There we go. It's starting to get there now. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Right. Just to help me, kind of. I've got one here now, but this one here needs to go through as well. Look at this. It's not that long, so that one should be able to go through. So I've got that through. Oh, what am I doing? And why am I showing you me fiddling around like this? I'm showing you me fiddling around like this so you can learn something about what not to do when you're trying to create a hanging basket with chains that need to hang up the plant. Right, we're getting there actually though. That one's inside there now. What is this? Get out. That leaf needs to go inside and stay inside. And if it does that, I'm going to be quite okay. Around the last ones here. Up here. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Starting to get the chain up now. Look at that. I started to get the chain up, but the problem is this side. And the problem is this side. And the problem is every side. Okay, right. I'm going to just have to do it like this for now. Okay, right. Okay, not too bad, people. Leckables, don't care if they fall out. There, I got the chain up. I did it. So now I just need to go and get this in place so I can feed through each of those vines individually into the right place. But now you can see how this beautiful hanging basket is looking for now. And later on, when everything is in place, I will show you where this plant is going to live next to its friend on the right-hand side of my little bedroom window. Okay, I've decided I need to make this into a 2-part video series because it's going to take too long for me now to go in and reorganize all of this plant after the amount of time it took to do the other one. So I will carry on now, but go on to part 2 and you will get to see the whole flow together. So, thank you very much for watching Gardens and Crystals with me, Wesley Peterson, once again. Please remember to like, subscribe and hit the bell so you know when my next video will be uploaded. And I will see you again very, very soon. Goodbye.